everybody, welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com and YouTube and wherever else you're watching this. Thanks as always for watching. Getting close to the 5,000th question that I've answered since starting the FormSpring account. But we're not quite there yet. Got a lot of questions though, so we will inch closer and closer as we progress here. What do you believe WWE will decide to do with Wade Barrett after his injury? Will they put him in a multi-man match or keep him off altogether? This is from Truth MMA. I think it all depends on how fast Wade Barrett is able to recover from his injury. Right now it's estimated that he'll be back in 6 to 8 weeks. 6 weeks would be right around WrestleMania, so if things go well with his recovery, I could see him being added to WrestleMania, and they could always put him in the multi-man match. They're talking about doing the GM versus GM match with Teddy Long's guys against John Laurinaitis' guys. And that way Barrett could be in there and he wouldn't have to do a whole lot. He could just come in, do a few moves, and stay on the apron most of the time. So I could see something like that happening. If Barrett's able to recover fast enough, I think he'll be at WrestleMania in some capacity. Do you think HBK will be involved in the Undertaker Triple H feud in Hell in a Cell? And if he is the special referee and gives Taker the win, will this lead to a storyline between them after WrestleMania? I suspect that Shawn Michaels will be on TV again before WrestleMania, and I think he will have some kind of involvement with Undertaker and Triple H. I think Michaels will be at WrestleMania, but at this point, I don't know if he's going to be the special referee. They may have dropped that again. I mean, they talked about doing that last year and it didn't happen, and it was talked about this year, and now they're doing Hell in a Cell. So they might be going in a different direction, but I still expect Michaels to be involved somehow. I don't see it being a storyline after WrestleMania. I think that whatever happens, Michaels will. If Michaels does get involved, I suspect that he will help Undertaker win. I just see that happening, but I don't know. Anything can happen. If The Rock stays around after WrestleMania, maybe doing SummerSlam and Survivor Series before WrestleMania 29, where he may wrestle, what younger wrestler would benefit from working with him? I hate to say it, but there's not a whole lot of guys on the roster right now that I think would really benefit, because there's nobody quite at the level where they could measure up with The Rock. I mean, anybody in there is going to be outshined by The Rock. I mean, you look back at The Rock versus Billy Gunn. They tried to give the rub off Billy Gunn, and it didn't really work out. I mean, The Rock just outshined him in every way. So, I mean, I guess maybe CM Punk would be a good choice. I think that if you're going to have Rock wrestle again, you want to put him in there with somebody he hasn't faced. So he's probably best off being in there with a major league star like a CM Punk or Randy Orton. They haven't done that match between Rock and Orton, like a one-on-one match, the two third-generation superstars. So I would think that one of those two matches would happen if Rock's going to keep wrestling. And, of course, a rematch with John Cena. They'll milk that as far as they can. I don't think we've seen the last of Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania. I think it'll continue on perhaps into the summer or even WrestleMania 29. Hey Aaron, big fan. Anyways, at first the idea of a Triple H Undertaker rematch bored me, but now with the Hell in a Cell stipulation I am excited. Do you think WWE will incorporate blood into the match with the current PG era? If there's any match where they're going to have blood, this could be it. I mean, Triple H and Undertaker are going to go all out, as Triple H mentioned on Raw. So, last year they did that chair shot to the head and got fined, supposedly. But my gut is that they just did that, and people knew they were going to do that. And, officially they had to be fined, but, they went with it because it was WrestleMania and they wanted to do something special. I could see it happening. I'm not going to make any promises to anybody, and it's just a speculation on my part. But I think there's a decent shot it'll happen. I mean, when you put yourself in Triple H's shoes, he's going to want to steal the show from Rock and John Cena. He's going to want people to remember his match with Undertaker for years and years to come. And he wants to be able to steal the show at WrestleMania. And, blood is a way that he could get, please everybody. By doing that, everyone say, oh my God, they had blood for the first time in so many years, and Triple H is awesome. And I could just see him wanting to do it just for that reason, just because it would get people talking about the match, and you know, more people would be talking about that than they'd be talking about Rock versus Cena. They'd be saying like, "Oh my God, there's blood again," and blood will be trending on Twitter or some crap like that. But and the Hell in a Cell match could really use it, because the Hell in a Cell matches as of late have been lacking, and for Triple H and Undertaker, they're going to want to make a big impact with this match, so could happen. If Undertaker is so frail, why is WWE putting him in a cell match, as he got injured in the last one he was in? Does this mean that Taker may do more matches after WrestleMania, or will he just continue doing WrestleMania appearances? I think that part of the reason of doing a Hell in a Cell match, number one, is that you already did a straight match last year, and they want to do something that's going to draw in interest from people. And prior to announcing the Cell, people weren't all that interested in this rematch, but now all of a sudden everyone's like, this match is going to kick ass, it's going to be a great match, and I think that's why they chose to do Hell in a Cell. I mean, their thought process is, why just do it on the theme pay-per-views when we can actually do it when it means something? So I think that's why they're doing it, and perhaps it's also it's a way to cover up the Undertaker's limitations. I mean, it's probably difficult for him at this point to have a really good straight match, and with a Hell in a Cell match, you have the advantage there where you can use the cell and you can use weapons and all that, and you know, kind of hide the fact that Undertaker's getting up there and can't really do a whole lot these days. So yeah, I mean, it's a combination of those reasons, but either way, it should be a great match, and I don't really see him making more appearances after WrestleMania. I think they're going to leave it all in the ring at this show, and then you know, it's all up to what Undertaker wants to do, if he wants to keep going or if he wants to call it a career after this year's WrestleMania. I don't really know what's in his head right now, but we'll see. Hi, Aaron. Glenn Jones from the UK here. What's your thoughts on how people have been treating The Rock, and can you see Taker having one more WrestleMania in him enough to lose and give someone a big push next year? Great YouTube videos. Can you please answer mine in one of them? Well, regarding The Rock, you know, all that stuff about people having heat on The Rock for coming back and stealing the spotlight and taking away a big payday from somebody by appearing at WrestleMania because they're not on the card and Rock is. I mean, I've said this before. The fact that Rock's there, he's going to improve the buy rate dramatically from what it would have been if he was not there. And those guys are going to, everybody on that card is going to be making more money. If the company makes more money, the wrestlers are making more money. So you got to look at it from a business standpoint. And The Rock's bringing in the big bucks, and he's bringing in the fans that haven't been watching it for a while. Their curiosity is going to be peaking, and they're going to want to check out WrestleMania. So it's a positive in my book, and people need to realize that. And like I said with Undertaker, it all depends on how he's feeling. You know, 20-0 was a nice solid number for him, and retire with the streak intact. And I mean, if it ends, I suspect that's the end of him also. But if he does go 20-0, does he really want to go another year and do 21-0? You know, I suppose if the right guy comes along and Undertaker feels, you know, I want to put over this guy, they could always do something at WrestleMania 29. But I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with Undertaker, and I think it can go either way. I think that it just depends on how he's feeling health-wise and if he wants to keep going. But 20-0 is a good number to end it at, I think. So, I don't know. Hey, Aaron, love the show as always, and I have two questions for you. With WWE's latest Bring It Back, do you see them bringing back the classic blue steel cage match? Do you agree with Vince on how he said Brodus Clay was reckless in the ring? Okay, let's start off with the first part here. Bringing back the blue steel cage from the 80s and 90s. I don't see it happening unless they do like another old school Raw at some point. Then there would be a good reason to bring it back for nostalgia purposes. But beyond that, there's no real logical reason to bring it back. I mean, what's the point? And regarding Brodus Clay, yeah, that's the story that Vince thinks that Brodus Clay is reckless, and that's why Clay was taken off TV. Whatever. I mean, you take off Brodus Clay, but you bring back Great Khali. What sense does that make? I don't know. It just seems pretty ridiculous to me, and Brodus Clay actually got over really well, and I don't think Vince was expecting that. I think Vince's mindset was that he would give Brodus Clay this really stupid gimmick, and it would flop, and that would be the end of him. But then Brodus actually got over, and Vince kind of got pissed, I guess. I don't know, but that's what it seems like to me. So there you go. All right, that'll do it for today's edition of No DQ&A Video. Thanks as always for watching. Like I said before, make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. And I'm off to Disneyland, so see you next week.